Paradise was sweet for the soon-to-be Papa Adam and Mama Eve. At that point, there weren't any little scream machines waking them up 5 times in the middle of the night, no terrible twos temper tantrums to deal with, and no fig leaf diapers to change. Ouch. It was like an endless honeymoon, the most epic life imaginable for the newlyweds. Perfect weather, an array of leafy, natural food-producing factories, no marital problems, no health issues, no financial struggles, no meddling in-laws, no dandruff, no taxes, no I can't find anything in my closet to wear today struggles, no belly button lint, no sorrow, no grief, and no death. And to top it all off, they got to stroll around the garden while living in perfect harmony with the creator of the universe. What more could they ever want? Well, only the one thing they couldn't have, of course. God spared no creative expenses when he crafted an impeccably suitable world for his perfectly fashioned creatures. He did not overlook a single detail, and he gave them only one prohibition. Just one. And it wasn't the sort of prohibition that eliminated an entire category of enjoyment for them. He didn't say, "You shall not eat," and then insert a period. He didn't create their taste buds and appetites only to deprive them of the pleasure of satisfying them. It's best to let God speak for himself. The Lord commanded the man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat." Genesis 2:16. Notice that the Lord didn't tell Adam and Eve that they could only eat at certain times or only a limited amount of food at given intervals, or that they were only permitted to eat from select trees on specific days. He didn't crack open the door of permissiveness. He blew it off the hinges when he said, "Of every and freely." And he didn't give them bland, tasteless survival food. Here are the details, and there's no devil in them, yet. Out of the ground, the Lord made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. Genesis 2:9. The trees all looked good, and along with being pleasant to the sight, they also undoubtedly smelled good, tasted good, and were good for them. God didn't just give, but he gave in lavish abundance, providing for his dust-framed handiwork an overflowing supply of riches from his divinely generous heart. A heart bursting with perfect and unquenchable love for them. And then came the solitary restriction. Of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Genesis 2:17. It was all theirs. Every brook and stream, every lake and ocean, every mountain and desert and valley and prairie, every forest and savanna and plain and jungle. It all belonged to them. God granted them dominion over every square inch of the planet and all that it contained. He made it for their enjoyment and pleasure, placing it all under their authority. God had made this clear from the very start. God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." Genesis 1:28. The biggest dwarf tree ever. My jaw nearly hit the ground when I saw it, and I've seen some massive trees in my time, including the famously gargantuan redwoods of California. But this one was undeniably in a league of its own. They call it the Arbol del Tul, and man, was it Herculean. It is located in the town of Santa Maria del Tul in the Mexican state of Oaxaca. While it measures an impressive 116 feet, 35.6 meters, high, its most mind-blowing feature is its girth. With a whopping circumference of 137.8 feet, 42 meters, it has been ranked as the widest tree in the world.